Okay, so we're about to get into chapter 293 of the Black Clover manga. Something incredible happens near the end, so make sure you stay tuned. You will not regret it. If you could pull out your grimoire and use some spells on that like button, I'd greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into the video. If you remember in the last chapter how Magna straight bodied Dante and sent him to the ground, that of course wasn't enough to finish the job as they show him rising back on his feet. He gets up and they go back at it immediately. They didn't waste any time. I'm impressed by how Magna holds his own against the barrage of attacks Dante throws at him. He uses the broken terrain to his advantage. Of course, with his gravity magic, he can make the debris levitate, and he proceeds to throw it at Magna from all directions. His brass knuckles come in handy though. He breaks all the debris being sent at him with the quickness. Now this was interesting to me because Magna doesn't really have any speed feats in the anime or so far in the manga yet. To be fair, speed was never really Magna's forte. You don't really expect him to be moving quickly, but of course as characters get stronger or when they improve over time, you can assume that they also get a bit faster or quicker on their feet. The panel portrays him basically breaking the debris in an instant almost, or maybe he's moving so fast that it seems that way, because all the pieces seem to be breaking simultaneously. Nonetheless, that was pretty impressive to me. As they continue to go at it, Dante points out that Magna is fighting a losing battle, which is unfortunately true. Like he says, you'll get damaged and I'll constantly regenerate. As long as Dante can continue to use his magic, he can continue to regenerate his body, obviously. The type of magic he uses is definitely overpowered. Mind you, Yami deleted his torso a few times during their fight back at the hideout, and he managed to fully regenerate from that every single time. Of course, with his magic being halved is a bit of a difference, but the point still stands. He can keep punching him, kicking him, kneeing him, but of course, you know, any bruises, broken bones, any wounds that he inflicts will just be healed over. He also doesn't have any weapons to use, besides his brass knuckles of course, so he has no ways of mutilating or decapitating him like Yami does. Magna goes on about how him and other members of the Black Bulls like Luck and Asta weren't born nobles or royals, how Luck got stronger after elf possession and got to where he is while even being a peasant, or how Asta, who is also a peasant with zero magic power, was able to acquire something as amazing as anti-magic. He then has a flashback where he's talking to Yami. After he came back from the Heart Kingdom, he asked Yami why he put him in his squad. He told him it was because he seemed like he had the biggest grit. Remembering that moment encouraged Magna to fight even harder. After all the training he's been through, he's not gonna go down without a fight. They go back and forth for a while longer, exchanging blows, until Dante lands a devastating hit straight into Magna's jaw. That punch was enough to have dazed him. It seems to have made him stumble a bit. Dante takes that opportunity to hit him while he's open, although something really unexpected happens. As he's winding up his punch, his devil's magic seems to have just poof, it's just gone. Confused to what is going on, Dante assumes that it's just one of Magna's tricks. But what he didn't realize, in which Magna states, they're both just out of magic power. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect that Magna would be able to drain Dante's mana quicker. Soul Chain Deathmatch must have his opponent's power in all areas. I didn't think that it would have the amount of mana he could use as well. I forgot to take into account that Dante's magic and the devil's magic that he's been given are both different sources. Another thing to consider is the fact that Dante hasn't been in an intense battle other than when he fought Yami and Asta, so his stamina is definitely on the lower end, and that led to his downfall. Magna even points out that there's no way he fought against someone with a similar amount of magic power as him, so that's why he didn't realize that his mana was draining. Not only that, but his contact with Lucifero also disconnected because his own magic power is out. Realizing that, Magna wastes no time uppercutting Dante straight to the chin, cutting him off mid-sentence. Dante tries to retaliate, but they both end up connecting punches simultaneously. Asta and Luck make it to the battlefield and are shocked by what is unfolding. The look on their faces is pure gold. Tabata perfectly captured that oh snap type of vibe. This is kind of the face people make when a fight breaks out in public. But of course, to their surprise, what they had witnessed was that Magna had succeeded in defeating Dante. Now this is going to be the biggest W Magna has taken for sure. It's very satisfying seeing the results of Magna's training pay off. Dante of course drops to the floor after fainting, and Magna lets out his victory screech. I also feel that it was very important that Asta and Luck witness his victory. This is definitely a good way of getting recognition from his peers. Considering that Magna's Soul Chain Deathmatch worked against Dante, it would definitely be a good idea to use it against the other triad members. I feel like he's a crucial component to them stopping the ritual now. If Magna can manage to replenish his mana and get some rest, he should definitely go back into battle ASAP. The sooner they can defeat the triad members as well as any other high-ranking devils that are released, the sooner they can stop the ritual. Although many unexpected events came up, they did really well invading the Spade Kingdom and holding off the devils. So far they managed to take down one of the giant devils, many of the mid and low ranking devils, 2 high ranking devils, and one of the triad members. They've definitely been receiving a lot of W's over the course of this invasion, but I don't want to speak too soon considering the fact that another high ranking devil might be released. Alright, well I'm certain this chapter took a lot of people by surprise. Magna definitely has earned his stripes over these last few chapters. I feel like something wild might happen within the next few chapters. With how good it's going for them, things are bound to eventually slip up. What do you guys think? Do you feel the same? Do you disagree? Also, how do y'all feel about the last few chapters? Were you expecting this kind of performance from Magna? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Well, if you made it this far, I appreciate you sticking around. If you could use your anti-magic on that like button, I'd greatly appreciate it. If you like what you see, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell for more Black Clover content. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.